Welcome back to day 3 of King of the Single Barrel, where I reached out to your favorite creators to find out who does the best single barrel picks. We have the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, we have SLB Drinks, we have Hello Again Whiskey Friends and Dusty Dan, and of course we have Stuff and Whiskey. We're going to pour these up, we're going to spin these up in our solo blind, so we don't know whose sample is whose. They're already blind, the answer keys are right here, we don't know what's what. Let's pour these up and let's find out who wins this week. By the way, this is our current score. So I realized after editing my first 2 videos that there's a lot of fluff in here we probably don't need. I'm going to go one time through, I'm going to guess some proofs. I'm going to go a second time through, I'm going to pick out some tasting notes, I'm going to go a third time through, and I'm going to start to put them in order. That's all we really need here. Let's start with it. Everybody knows before we get started, time for the traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. That is fantastic. So if you haven't watched the other 2 videos, I recommend you go do that. The way that this works is they sent me 5 blind samples, A, B, C, D, and E. I put A against A against A against A, B against B against B against B, and so on and so forth. I spin them so I don't know whose is whose. I don't want you to think that like I want a certain creator to win. Obviously I don't, but this takes all of the bias out in that. Then they sent me all of them individually wrapped samples. These are the answer keys so I can go through, and I don't even know what whiskey this is. So they could have sent me anything. The rules were it's got to be a bourbon, a rye, or a burr rye, and that's about it. Anything else goes. It could be finished, it could be unfinished, it could be any proof, and it's got to be one of their picks. So let's get into this. This one, fantastic right here. I haven't drank whiskey in maybe 3 days. Proof-wise, this feels like it's a little bit hotter, but I feel like just because I haven't drank a lot of whiskey recently, and because this is my first glass for the night, it's going to sip a little bit hotter. So I think it's like 120, but I'm going to say it's probably more like 114 or something like that. We might revisit that, but I'm going to say 114 proof right now. I'm just calling this glass number 1. Let's get into glass number 2 right here. I love the flavor profile on this one, by the way. I mean, this is just so tough. That one is so good as well. The point system on this, I mean, it looks like some guys are winning and some guys, but with 3 points, everybody's right back in this. This is week 3, a lot of time left. Don't get discouraged by the points at this point. No pun intended. This is going to be a close one at the end, I can guarantee it. But usually you get cash strength picks. So like if this 114 and this is lower than that proof, I don't think it is. I'm going to scratch this one. See, this is where I get my own here. I'm going to say 120 proof on this first one. I'm going to say it's like 112 to 114. I'll say 114 on this second one. I think it's a little bit lower proof, but I've been surprised before. It's also the second sip, so it kind of throws you off a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to this one and revisit it on proof for a quick second. I mean, this round is not going to be fair. That's phenomenal as well. There have been a few rounds where I didn't love them. Now, here's the thing, like Dusty Dan and Hello Again Whiskey Friends, I mean, I've done picks with them personally. I've done picks with Jason from the Mash and Drum and Scott from My Bourbon Journey, as well as Josh from Stuff and Whiskey. But like, I've done my most picks with that group, the Hello Again Whiskey Friends and Dusty Dan. So they like know my palate. They know what I'm looking for in a whiskey. SLB Drinks, I love their content. I haven't spoken to them personally about anything. So like there's no way they know what I like. So they're just throwing out what they think the best of the best is. Maybe not gearing it towards my palate, which at the end of the day, right? This is all who's the best king of the single barrel for me. But I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of a heads up as well. 3 is phenomenal. These are the closest we've had so far. I haven't drank 4 yet. These are the closest where I didn't know which one is going to be in first place for the first sip through. I think it's right back up there, probably like 114 to 116. So I'm going to say 112 to 114 just to give myself a range. I'm going to say 114 to 116 on this one. Let's get into glass number 4 right now. The flavor profiles on these, very different, not similar at all, but also all 3 so far phenomenal. Let's get into glass number 4. Ooh, the nose on this one's different. Sometimes you got to throw a little curveball in there, right? Maybe it's not exactly what I'm expecting, but when you've got kind of consistent bourbon slash, I think one of these is a rye, to be quite honest with you. But you've got like that consistency here. Maybe a curveball is what's going to win this round. They don't know what they're going up against. I don't know what they're going up against. So it's anything goes. I mean, I don't have a clue as to what that is. What is that? Is there a finish on this? There's no way this, maybe a double oaked? No, there's a finish on this. There's got to be a finish on this. If there's no finish on this, I'm going to be astonished. What finish is it though? That, detective, is the right question. Talk about proof. I think we're right back there. I thought this was a lower proof and then I called it 120. I do think everything else is lower proof though. I got to be careful again. Okay, I got enough left. The blacked out lens so I can't see color and compare color. You guys see how far I go to make sure this is fair? I don't think that's the highest proof anymore. I still don't think it's 120 proof. I think it was the first sip, right? The first sip, but then I tried to tone it down, but then I got scared from the second sip. I think these are all within, I'm going to say these are all within 5 proof points of each other. I will tell you that right now. I don't want to say another 114 to 116. I think this one's a little bit higher. I'm going to say like 118 for this, and I'm going to say like 115 for the first one. So I changed my first one from 114 to 120 back to 115. So I got 115 proof, I got 112 to 114, I got 114 to 116, and I got 118. But they could all be, I mean, they could all just be the complete opposite. This could be 112, this could be 114, but I do think within 5 proof points of each other. Right here, I have them within 2 to 8. I have them within 6 proof points of each other, but that's with the ranges. So I'm going to say they're within 5 proof points of each other. Let's talk about flavor profiles on these right now. I don't know who's going to win this. This is the curveball. These 3 are phenomenal whiskeys. Do not get me wrong. Nobody should come in last place this round. Nobody should end up with 0 points, and somebody's going to have to. I mean, secondary grain feels like a rye. I thought one of these was a rye. I don't think it's this one. This, it feels like a little bit of a higher rye, a little bit of spiciness on this. You get the sweetness that goes along with this very well. I feel like there's like a honey note on this and a florally aspect to this. Normally when I get florally, I get like a finish. I don't get a florally finish, like that perfumey flavor, but that's subtle, very subtle in this. It gives me that roller coaster that I'm always talking about. You get the sweetness, you get the spiciness, not too much oak on the end, doesn't dry out the palate. This is like quintessential what I'm looking for when it comes to a whiskey. That's why this is going to be tough, because I feel like that's the same with all 3 of these, just in different minute ways. They change a little bit. This one might have more spiciness than the other one might have sweet, but we're going to talk about that. That's what I get on this though. I feel like I focus on the spiciness. It's really bringing out that black pepper, that clove, but I also feel like it tones itself down with that honey note and also that florally aspect to this. This is kind of crazy. Maybe even like a fruity note on this. I'm trying to figure out what fruit it is though. Again, the reason I don't drink water in between each one of these is because I want to pick out the nuance. These 3 are very similar, and they kind of you got to pick out one little detail that you like about them better than the other one. This one leans a little bit more towards that spicy side, a little bit more towards that clove, that cinnamon, that big red type of flavor. Gives you a little bit of burn in the mouth, a cooling sensation when you take a deep breath after drinking this. The finish on this one, still lingering forever. I don't understand this. This is one of the longer finishes that I've experienced when it comes to a whiskey. For my particular palate, I feel like this is giving me more sweetness. These are very similar, by the way. This is giving me more sweetness, and this is giving me more of the spice. If you like the spice more, you're going to love this one. If you like the sweetness more, and you follow my palate a little bit deeper, a little bit heavier, you're going to like this one better. These 2 are close. That's what I'm getting on this. I'm getting more of that spice, that big red, more of that flavor profile than anything else. I love this, by the way. This without this is our winner, but this is here, and we've got to talk about them next to each other. Let's get into glass number 3, talk about the flavor profile. This one just off the nose is brown sugar. This is a brown sugar bomb. This tastes like you put too much brown sugar in the greatest old fashioned that you ever had. Some orange bitters in this, but like super brown sugar, like brown sugar Demerara simple syrup, 3 to 1. You know what I mean? I mean, I told you this one was perfection. These 2 are close when it comes, again, very different. This is more caramel, more sugary sweet, more brown sugar, while this was more florally sweet, more like of a summer sipper, something like that. But these 2 are just both phenomenal whiskeys. This one is first or second. I can promise you that. We can just push that out here right now. So right now, I'm going to try and find something that's either better or worse than this. And we're going to start with this glass right here. This glass might be first. This glass might be first. This glass might even be second. It's going to be close. These 2 are phenomenal. This one was what I loved in whiskey. This one is also what I love in whiskey, but this one gave me something with that spiciness that I truly enjoy. But let's go through one more time and let's see where this falls compared to this one. I just tried this one, so let's rank them now. I wish I didn't have to edit how long I was sitting here thinking about this. This compared to this one, I mean, it's just so crazy because they're different, right? Like one day I might love this one day I might want this one. It's just, I'm going to put in a second for right now. I'm going to put this one in second for right now. Something about this one just being a little bit different compared to these 3 is really just speaking to me. But let's go with this one right here. I don't think it's quite there. I don't think it's quite there. I think this is my last place one, and I think, again, any other day, this is a phenomenal whiskey. I hate that this one has to be in last place. I'm going to straight up tell you that whatever this glass right here is one of the better picks that I've ever tried. Unfortunately, It just happened to go up against 3 of the best picks that I've tried in a very long time, other than my own picks. Check me out, patreon.com/bourbon of the week. This is a phenomenal pick. I apologize. Whoever's this is, I apologize right now. You don't deserve to be in last place. Look at me. You don't deserve to be in last place. Unfortunately, you're going to be in last place tonight. These, you just came up against 3 monsters. This one, the question is it second, is it third, or is it first? We're going to find out right now. Let's find out. I think it's got to be third. I think it's got to be third place. I think these two, I mean, this was 2A and 2B. This one is just different. And the reason that it's different is the reason that I love it. Because again, I feel like this is why it's fun, because you pick 4 random whiskeys from 4 random channels and you know absolutely nothing about them, and you just got to find out what is your favorite right now. And right now, this one's hitting me almost perfectly. This one was right there as well. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, but there's only one way to find out who jumps right now. Where are we at? First place gets 3 points, second place gets 2 points, third place gets 1 point, fourth place gets 0 points. Let's find out who won, and then let's find out what they are. Let's start with our last place, who again does not deserve to be back here at all. We got any whiskey left? We got a little left. Let's find out what it was. The answer, guys, SLB Drinks. Listen, this did not deserve to be last place, but unfortunately it is. SLB Drinks is going to be in last place. Do not count these guys out, because if they have 2 more heavy hitters, that's 6 more points. They're right back in it. We've got tiebreakers, I promise you. If there are tiebreakers, we have them. Let's find out what SLB... I want a bottle of that. Whatever this is, whatever is in here, I want a bottle of it. I will pay for it. I want whatever this happens to be. This is one of the best picks that I've ever tried. God, SLB Drinks has some bangers. They're just going up against some tough whiskey over here. Sample C, Cedar Ridge, straight rye whiskey. I thought, did I not? I said one of these was a rye. 119.5, crazy, because I said 112 to 114. 8-year age stated, barrel number 16-08. Cedar Ridge uses rye malt in the mash bill. No mash bill given. Let's find out who was in third place. Let's find out what this glass was over here. I want a bottle of that. If you have an extra bottle, please send it to me. I will pay you for it. In third place was... Ooh, hello again, whiskey friends, and Dusty Dan, who is in second and first place respectfully, is going to be, let's find out what this was. This is interesting. Dusty's Wonka's Shorty Surprise. This was a pick that I was part of. This is Backbone Bourbon, sourced from Indiana. This is 101 months, selected on April 24th. Tobacco, clove, stove fruit, bit citrusy, shortbread cookie. What did I say about this one? Was that the one that I said? No, I said this one give me a little bit more spice, did I not? The tobacco and the clove on there. Now, we did a lot of picks with Backbone. We ended up picking 3 different barrels from Backbone. I thought this was my favorite one. And then I ended up drinking our rye, which is probably in here. Was it already in here? I can't tell you guys. Go check out the other videos. But the rye was phenomenal. So this ended up being my second favorite of the bunch. This, the Wonka Surprise, phenomenal. But that means this came in with 1 point. Hello again, whiskey friends. I'm going to make sure I total these all up at the end for you. Let's move this glass over. Glass number 2, guys. This had a very, very good shot at the beginning of being glass number 1. All right, second place is going to be... God, that is good. Whatever this is, all 4 of these, I already have the Dusty Wonka Surprise. I want one of all 4 of these. If these are all good going forward, we're going to have a problem. Let's find out what it was. It is Stuff and Whiskey. Stuff and Whiskey has been killing it. They've had 3 points and 2 points respectively, so they're at 5 points, and now they're at 7 points. So they're probably in first place, because you now know who won this particular round. Jason knows how to just throw a curveball at you once in a while. Stuff and Whiskey coming in with a phenomenal pick, which was Stuff and Whiskey Nashville Barrel Company. Of course, these guys do some of the best picks from Nashville. People do Nashville Barrel Company picks. None do them better than Stuff and Whiskey. So if you're looking for a Nashville Barrel Company pick, look for theirs, and then if they don't have one at the time, then you can buy somebody else's. 21% rye MGP bourbon, Nashville, Tennessee aged, Kelvin Cooperage barrel, 8-year, 122.6. I mean, these guys could send me 5 Nashville Barrel Company picks. They're all going to do pretty well. I've got a couple of them already myself. But again, 122.68, I'm talking 114, 116, although I did originally say 114, then I jumped it to 120, so like... I wasn't that far off, but then I got, you know, a little bit misdirected there. So they're going to come in with 2 points here, and Stuff and Whiskey is just absolutely killing it. But that means you guys know who it is. In first place, making a very big comeback in this, is going to be Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. And let's find out what they sent me. This is, if this isn't finished, guys, this is something different. Damn, that's good. Let's find out what it was. 13th Colony Single Barrel 12-year whiskey, or oh no, rye whiskey. Guys, the way that was written, I thought it said 12-year whiskey. The rye whiskey threw me off. Holy candy. 8 years, 6 months, 129.5. I'm off on my proofs. This is what happens when you don't drink whiskey for a couple of days. 13th Colony Single Barrel, though, definitely could throw me off. This is a Southern whiskey. This is a Georgia whiskey, right? So obviously, and it's a rye whiskey. Did not get the rye whiskey aspect. I mean, I did get like a rye. Obviously, I said that this was secondary grain rye, but holy candy. Is that what that says? Canndi. I think it does. 8 years, 6 months. This is phenomenal. 13th Colony Single Barrel has some amazing whiskey. I have a bunch of their stuff. There's one there, the 113 bourbon. I got like 3 more bottles over here. The rye whiskey, the Southern whiskey, all of it. Jason, Mash and Drum, Scott, My Bourbon Journey, you got a phenomenal pick right here. Absolutely grateful for you sending me this one. But let's go over our points right now. We have Stuff and Whiskey at 7 points in first place. We have Hello Again Whiskey Friends at second place with 6 points. We have Mash and Journey with a huge comeback and a potential win at 4 points. And we have SLB Drinks with 6 points still on the table at 1 point. So anybody's game at this point, you can end up in first, second, third, fourth place. It doesn't really matter because all of these channels have great picks. Make sure you check them out. All of their links in the description below. But hey, that's where I'm going to leave you for today. Make sure you check me out on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week. Go click that follow button over there. Check out our Patreon page as well. We do some great picks. That link in the description below. Come chat with us 24/7 on Discord. Please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay trying other people's picks. I promise you, this is what you want to be drinking right now. It's not the shelf stuff. It's people's picks. Cheers. You down with OPP? Other people's picks.